Hello, friends, and welcome back to paneling. As always, two goals for today: have a chill time and learn something new. I'm trying something new today. I'm standing. I have the ability now with I have a monitor stand that cranks all around. I don't. An arm. That's an arm. There you go. So that allows me to draw standing now, which is something that I have not previously been able to do, been bound to the desktop. And a lot of the issues that I have with subconsciously having poor posture, etc., are solved by standing up. It gives you a lot more freedom of arm movement, keeps my back from being in too much pain, which is always nice. So hey, we're back here with this drawing of our friend Don Quixote del Flamingo. I did finish Dressrosa arc in the intervening period between last recording and this recording. Not my favorite One Piece arc. It's good. It's good. I mean, there's really no bad One Piece arc except for Skypiea. But it was okay. It was not my favorite, but I did enjoy it because I just enjoy reading One Piece, and now I'm on to Whole Cake, which is a lot more whimsical and kind of a little bit more what I expect to get out of One Piece in a lot of ways. I think it's kind of weird to say that Dressrosa is not whimsical because a lot of it's about living toys, but even so. Alright, so we're going to turn our friend Don Quixote del Flamingo blue, because this week we were going to talk about doing some inks and trying to capture this style. So hey, what's Oda done here? We got a lot of block blacks, yeah. There is a gray tone over the figure to separate it out from the background. So we will do that. But other than that, all of the tone is done through stark blacks. So we've got fine lines to do some of the shaded areas. And we've got, obviously thicker blocks of ink to cover the more heavily shaded areas. So we're going to start with that. We're doing the thick blocks. And I have never been good at doing like that fine line shading with ink. So maybe this might be the time to try to learn how to do that better. We'll give it a shot at least. Well, that's kind of like, that's what we have to do for this show, right? All right. New layer. Fade my blue down to like 50. I'm trying something else over here too. You can't see it because my picture's in the way, but I used to use the slider for brush width, and I am trying to now use the preset brush sizes to provide a little bit more consistency in my process. So we'll see how that goes. I have been told a long time ago that I focus too much on lines when I should treat ink more like I'm painting it. But I don't know that today is the day to necessarily work on that, or if that's something I ever even really need to work on at all. Maybe that's just a personal preference thing. So at this stage in the drawing, I'm trusting the pencil, right? Which is something that I have talked about on the show previously. I'm not going to keep looking back and forth. I will check on the original drawing from time to time. But for the most part, I'm going to trust the pencil that I've done and just ink over that. Now, the reason being that if you're not going to trust your pencil, why did you even do it in the first place? Making art is like a really anxiety-ridden process. There's a lot of second guessing that goes on at every stage. And so that's why you kind of need to have a process, right? And it helps you when you don't feel confident about the next step. You say, well, what the hell am I supposed to do now? It's like, well, this is why you have a process. This is why you lean back on that and do what the process dictates. And then, if it comes out poorly, then you deal with that as it happens, but you create a process, you have something to fall back on. That way, even when you have days where you're not feeling up to snuff, which I was thinking about the reality of, like, how often do I really feel like I'm at the top of my game? That level of confidence comes along around once in a blue moon, really. I should say, well, how many days do I feel net positive versus days where I feel net negative? And I'd say it's about 50-50. And it's something that I think most artists struggle with. You hear the word imposter syndrome bandied about. And it's that, right? That might be a very language is a lot about finding common words, common ways to express our experience, and I feel like that's kind of the word we've chosen as an artistic community to denote that we're not feeling great. It's not even so much that I feel like an imposter, right? As it is, it's like I just feel like I'm not very good today. I feel okay today. For point of reference. Call it like give it a C, right? C is average. Do you have fingernails? No. My fingers are thicker. So I'm actually going to thin them out a little bit because this is another problem that I've had before, and I've done really nothing to fix it. Pencil lines being thick, it can be confusing when you're not inking a line that thick. The obvious solution is to thin out your pencil lines so that they match the width of the ink lines that you want to put down. That would make sense. But the thing that I always struggle with is, well, do I play to the outside of my thick line or to the inside of my thick line? And generally speaking, the rule I follow is play to the inside of the line because you want to capture the shape and not the line. And the shape lives on the inside of the line. When I talk about process, that's kind of what I mean, right? Coming up with rules to give yourself that help you make decisions as you do a drawing. Hear this giant thick line around the jawline, right? If I play to the outside of this line, we're gonna have a thick-faced Doflamingo, and as we all know, the Doflamingo is pointy, right? So we're gonna play to the inside of that line and cut his sinister jawline, or are we? Maybe actually I might play to the outside of that line. See, I have to break my own rules constantly, but this is why we want to look back to the drawing, and we actually going to make a small edit to the pencil here, because as I was saying it, I realized to myself, like, how pointy really is Doflamingo? Like, we know his glasses are pointy, but he does kind of have a jaw. A square jaw. Yeah, it's more like it. And it gives him kind of, he's got that elasticity in his face too, so we kind of get some more of that by widening the jaw out a little bit. Cool. Alright, back to the ink. We cut these, we did these block blacks before. Kind of try to figure out like the feathers previously. And we might do some messing around with some of these later. So I'm not 100% happy with how the shapes look in a pencil's all kind of very impressionistic, and the ink is much more sharp. So they don't always translate perfectly. So we're going to do our best to figure that out. And a lot of that is, for me, is I don't use textured brushes. So some of that would be helped by a textured brush, which I'm not a huge fan of. So as much as I'm interested in learning new things and new steps of the process, there are certain parts of my process that I am not interested in changing, and one of them is my approach to inking, and not my approach to inking, but my selection of brushes. I like my clean round brush gang for life. Kind of try to go through this really fast because maybe I can get more of the feel of the chaotic feathers if I hit it really quickly and don't think about the shapes too much. Oh, right. Oops. Word of the day is oops. Oh, there's my hole. There's our progress for the day. So the kind of the beauty of the digital ink versus traditional ink is that I can make a lot of changes to my blacks even after I've put them down. Can't do that in a traditional setting, so that's cool. Good for the learning process. Losing some of the texture and the life of maybe what's going on between the two, though. So we're going to work on that next time. And I think when we start to examine some of these finer lines and textures, that's going to do a lot to bring it to life. So next time, I'm going to keep going on this. We're learning a little bit new every day. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope you had a chill time with me today. Please check out all the links in the description. I got a lot of stuff going on with comics, etc. Pre-launch Kickstarter for Circuit Champ is up now, so please go ahead. It's free to sign up to get notified on that. There's no obligation to back the campaign. It's just if you want to stay informed. Circuit Champ's a really cool comic about mecha fighting, and I'm really excited about doing another chapter of that. So if you want to see that happen, please check out that Kickstarter. Of course, Leaded Pulp is coming out with a second issue soon, so check out that as well. Consider subscribing or supporting the coffee channel in some way. Also, of course, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thank you very much.